What up? Wade here. So last night I was at a pretty cool networking event. It was speed networking. And it was put on by I'm on the board of this company called True Mentors. And so they had 30 mentors, and they were all mostly between the ages of mid 40s to 50s, and then a bunch of mentees. And so I was lucky, even though I had to kind of do some administrative stuff, I was able to talk to a lot of the mentors. And afterwards it was interesting. I was talking with a couple of the mentees between the ages of 25 and 30 and stuff. And they were saying how, damn, I wish I could just talk to people like this all the time. I wish that I was having the same level of success that they had. And I said, look at these people. One, they're just purely of age, but some of them have 20, 25 years of experience in their industry, taking companies public. And some of these companies were literally $20, $30 million companies. Some were high-level executive people from like Bank of America and all these huge businesses and corporations. And so you just got to kind of, first thing I said is stop yourself from judging where you're at today at 25 compared to somebody that has 20 years more experience than you. And it's something that I see a lot, like the fact that most of the guys that I work with are in their early to late 20s or early 30s, is that we're all way too impatient. And I was like this as I started the business too, is I had very conservative numbers, yet still it took twice as long as I expected it to. And it's just this, I think it really comes from the internet age, in the fact that if we want anything, if we want any sort of information, in the old days, one, you might not have even had access to it unless you went to like an amazing university or something like that. But then you'd have to read a book and comb through things and find the book at the book, go to the library. And now all of a sudden you do is pull out your phone and everything is immediately there right in front of you. And I think what a byproduct of that is thinking that all success is going to happen just as fast. And success, to really hit a high level, to have the ability to have the independent lifestyle that so many people want, or to do something that you're crazy passionate about, that has meaning behind it. I got something to tell you. Everyone wants that. Everyone, especially in our generation, we want that more than previous generations. And there's a lot of competition. That's not easy. You can't just go off and be like, oh, I'm going to be a videographer or a personal trainer or some sort of coach, create some YouTube videos, and you got a six-figure business. It doesn't work like that. If I think for myself, I've been almost coaching 10 years now, and even after 5 years in, was constantly reading more books. And I went in and I apprenticed with this amazing psychotherapist. And the things that I learned, it was not just, oh, there's a cool concept. There's another cool concept. Now I'm a better coach. It was these little subtle nuances that you learn along the way. For example, one of them was just things like in your language. So if I'm talking to a client, and I don't really deal with people that are crazy depressed or anything like that. But as an example, let's say that somebody says, if I talk to someone, I'm like, oh, how did you deal with your depression? Right? Your depression. The difference of that, like kind of feel that, put that one on, feel that, compared to, oh, that feeling of depression that you had at the time, what was related to causing that? And so the difference of that old depression that you used to have in the past compared to your depression, it's a little subtle persuasion tactic that you can use, using the language to change the way people think about things. And you might say, that's not going to change anything. And exactly, that one little tidbit, that one little nugget isn't going to change anything. But when you stack that on literally hundreds and thousands of subconscious internalized coaching tactics that I use, that's what leads to all of a sudden the huge breakthrough change. And that only happened after a decade of working and learning all these things and working with hundreds of guys, seeing the patterns from all over the world, that finally all of a sudden, boom, it led to me being able to create the change that I do. And so for yourself, that doesn't mean go, oh, woe is me. I guess I'm screwed here and I'm going to have a shitty life for the next 5 years. I'm just saying get started. Because too often what I see is people stuck in paralysis by analysis, worried about jumping in and committing to something because they don't believe in themselves that this is the right thing. And you're never going to know what the right thing is when you start. The passion comes after you get started. The passion comes after you've hit a level of sort of developing a skill set and then seeing the potential. All of a sudden you're thinking, man, this feels really good. It might not feel good when you start off, but you just got to start. You just got to get committed and get into it. And then realize that success, I always say, it's a deductive process. It's much more like, oop, this isn't it. This isn't it. Oop, I made this mistake. Oop, and look at those as opportunities to all of a sudden, at the end of the day, you come out with being this unique, special snowflake that can command the sort of income that leads to whatever lifestyle you want. And you're doing something that you're the best at it compared to anyone else. And it feels really good, and it's meaningful, and you can be passionate and have that strong sense of purpose towards it. So, get started now, and as always, enjoy.